This video describes the main MEPWORKS interface. So we'll start off by looking at the first tab that you get, the News tab. What we can see here is a whole series of blogs that engineers produce a couple a week to give you advice. So it's always good to have a look at these, maybe some information that you might find useful. These all figure on the Cadline community website as well. Any other news such as updates to databases, anything that you need to know will be presented in this format and put in front of you this way. Next tab is the Projects tab. This takes us into the last projects that we've been engaged in. You will get a pictorial representation of a single room lighting or a wiring or a psychometric, so that these representations don't really reflect what's happening on your project. It's merely to say that it's a single room lighting, it's a wiring, or it's a psychometrics project. The floor plan does reflect, so you'll be able to recognize the floor plans you're working on. To simply open the project, you've got two choices. You can open it and go and find the pathing of that project, but the whole point of this recent projects is to enable you to click on the tab, and that then loads the project and gives you all the project information. You can see a related documents section. Any documentation, whether it's downloaded manufacturer's information, whether it's printouts you've completed or JPEGs, screenshots, or anything, if you drag and drop it from either your desktop or your Windows Explorer into this related documents section, this allows you quick access to any documentation that you might have collated. So if it's all over your machine in various locations, you can drag and drop to this point and it will pick up the documentation from wherever you've left it. If you move the documentation, then you'll lose the link. You have to drag and drop again. So we have the open project. We have project details. This gives you information on such information as where the file is kept, its location, where the DXF floor plans are kept. So it's quite a good housekeeping option, this, just to give you an idea of where all your databases are held. You made a customized databases and move them about. So it just tells you where everything is effectively. Obviously here we've got some self-explanatory buttons: save, save as, and close job. Having opened the project, when we go to the mechanical tab, we can see here the various disciplines highlighted, which we're able to get at. So any of these programs can be accessed at this point. You see the databases section. If you want to enter a database, it will close the project down. So it's always best to close the project down first and then enter the databases. All databases are held in the Cadline MEPWORKS /DB folder, and then they're subcategorized into their various disciplines. So piping, ducting, etc. The same electrically. And then we have a whole list of minor programs as well, to enable you to undertake various tasks outside the floor plan based environment. So for example, prior to setting up a project, you might want to create some composite wall or building structures to use in the project later on. Electrically, the same principle. The building and the electrics and the lighting relying on the floor plan are now activated. So if I went into the lighting option here, it would take me into the floor plan based lighting program. Same with the databases. Again, each database discipline is separate. Again, you would close the project before entering the database, make any changes. And we have the minor programs here as well. If I then choose to close the project, the icons will display a different functionality. For example, if I go back to mechanical, these are now grayed out, which means we can't do anything that's not floor plan based, apart from psychometrics as a standalone program, and of course the quick plan program. So when you purchase the software and come into it straight away and go to mechanical, don't think you haven't purchased these options. It's because you either haven't started a file or opened up one of our standard test projects. So again, going into a project option, you have a whole series of example projects that you can peruse prior to starting projects on here as well. If you want to start managing your projects, you can very easily do this on the Recent Projects Manager. Once you've completed your projects, all you need to do is select the project, right button click, and you can remove the project from the Recent Projects listing. Removing it doesn't actually remove or delete the project, it merely removes the quick link to the directory that the project resides in. So right button click, remove from list, or you can actually open the project up again as you would normally. And that then takes you back to your, or updates your project
recent projects editing tool.
We have various utilities available. Deleting projects, for example. One you might find handy is the MEPWORKS defaults, where you can set up the entries in every dialog box you get in every program, such as default databases. You can go into here on a program by program basis, edit the information you wish to change, and then on every new project you start, you will get your default values. So you're effectively customizing the software to suit your own parameters, your own design parameters. And of course, you would save this once you finish with it. Another function you might find handy is the backup project, or backup job as it says here. Most projects consist of a myriad of files, databases spread all over your machine. Floor plans might be on OneDrive, databases may be in another location. This effectively collates all of the constituent parts of the file, keeps their directory pathings, and allows you to zip them up. So if you want to send the project to somebody or email it to somebody or put it onto another machine, you have all the constituent files and databases required to run the project. We also have our Partner Programs tab. We have the Dane Lightning Protection, and we have SciSpace, soon to be rebranded MEPLinks. So that'll be rebranded. We also have our help menus, where you've got help videos, you've got various PDF files mechanically and electrically. These are the course handouts that you get when you attend our courses mechanically, electrically, and if you attend one of our BIM courses. Well worth a read. There's a lot of valuable information in there, so they're well worth having a read. So that's really the main interface on MEPWORKS and how it all hangs together.